like vacation. So that's all. That's all.
Oh, why mama gonna say do some work then?
Girl.
So
Good morning to the
happy.
crafty lady. How you
Hey,
doing,
crafty
love?
lady. We gotta count until the day gets here, Ad. What you talking about?
Tripping. Tripping. Y'all know what it
You know
is.
how to love.
You've been seeing it. It's 21 days of Portia. December belongs to me. Okay. We are on day 19. We're almost there.
You might as well count all the way to the end and keep partying.
They can't take too much more, clearly.
Hey, Jen.
They can't take too much more. Um,
He said, feel like we celebrated forever.
You ain't even celebrated yet. We having a party on the first day of Portia, but you love Jason me. You celebrate.
Okay.
Because the devil thought he had me. All right, we gonna go there today. Okay.
I mean, you halfway there already. Just we'll go along with you on your journey.
I know it don't take too much. Okay. Anyway, he said, "Sing the boo." All right, it is Talking Tuesday, and we are about to talk about Jonathan Majors. Okay, he just came right on in, kicked the door down, gave us some good combo to talk about. I don't know if y'all been following this story or what has been happening. I had not, to be honest, like majorly. I had not. The most recent thing that I had saw was him running through the blocks of New York away from her. And I was like, see, this is what we be talking about. But also, it's somebody I follow on TikTok called I Am Not a Lawyer, but, okay? She is not a lawyer, but she follows all court cases and reads all documents and all the things. And she come on TikTok and regurgitate it for everybody and make it in layman's terms for those who ain't got time to be sitting there reading it and following court cases, okay? So this is one of the cases that she followed. He was running like Kunta. Wait, no, I can't. Y'all so silly. This was one of the cases that we did. I mean, she did. And she promptly, like 20 minutes after the verdict was read, put up a video and explained like what the charges were, what's happening, whatever. And I was able to do some really quick research before this live. That's why I was extremely late. To go and back on her page to look at some more stuff that happened during the court case. To get a little more context outside of just that video that we all saw him running, okay? About how it was possible for him to get guilty, okay? It was 4 counts in total, and he was found guilty on 2 of those counts. Neither one of them was technically abuse, okay? It was not domestic abuse, but it was enough to get his ass fired from Marvin, okay? They read that guilty verdict. It came out, and not even 30 minutes later, Marvel was like, "Yep, you're dropped." And I don't know how many people are following the Marvel saga and all that type of stuff. I am a Marvel head. I am all in, just like I was on the first release of Marvel rollout movies. I am all in on this second one as well. I just finished watching Loki like a month ago, season 2 of Loki. He was all up and through there. He's all up and through all of the movies. The Ant-Man most recent movie, he was the main villain in there. Like he's the big villain, like Thanos was for the first rollout of Marvel. He's the big villain for this rollout of Marvel. So he's in all of the movies, all of the series, all of everything, and they dropped that man. And that was a heavy bag to drop, babe. Jesus, just Marvel alone. Like, so anyway.
That's why he linked up with Megan Good, so she could be praying for him.
So she could be his saving grace.
But it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. Clearly, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they kept on saying he got his nigga wake-up call. Because, baby, these people don't care. They don't care. He's very talented. He's an amazing actor. He's been out here getting it. He's been in everything. And they was like, yeah, no, nigga. You got them. Yeah, every time.
They do it every time. Hey, Duke, good morning. I also was checking out this because I was at lunch with Nikki yesterday when the breaking news came across the screen. And I was like, we all saw the video. But we all saw the video, Rodney King video. We done seen lots of videos. And whatever we think, they do the opposite. But I was scrolling on IG in the wee hours of the morning, and this gentleman was on there saying that basically, if you look at the 4 charges that were pending, they basically like split the baby, so to speak, is what was the term he used. That they was like, they didn't give him like the most serious charges, but you got to be guilty of something, right?
Right. They did not. Look at Ty. Gonna put the black circle, the white circle, and an X next to it, and then 2 black circles. She put a check next to it. Y'all know what she implied. Listen.
But I mean, the thing is that whenever these men get in trouble with the black and white ball, then they want to come on back and play for our team. It's not cool. It's not cool.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Hey, Arthur.
Open. Come on up. Talk. Share your piece. What you think. How you feeling. What's going on. These are rich people problems, but also,
But are they rich people problems?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm saying as far as him losing deals and all that, those are rich people problems. That ain't affecting my life in no way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But thank you, Chicago Gemini Twin. But it's just another case of, and I did feel that way initially, right? And if I was on that jury, I probably would be biased. I ain't gonna hold you because, listen, I don't want to take another black man down. Okay, y'all just got enough of our people behind bars. I'm not letting you do it to this one. Okay, especially if she is presenting a certain type of way as well. They both seem like they were very toxic with each other. Okay, and we're not gonna negate the fact of he was emotionally, and see, that was another part of it. So the 2 counts that he was found guilty on was assault and harassment. I'm not understanding how we fully got there, but if they're trying to say that he was harassing her, it was the emotional abuse of it all. Bruh, you know how many people be out here emotionally abused every day? Are we going to sentence all these folks? Can I bring a case against all the niggas that emotionally abuse me? The hell?
Oh, shit.
I can't. Hey, Clarence, how you feeling?
And why he jumped right up in there?
You already know. Morning, lady.
Good morning. Hey, Mocha. Hey, Clarence. Good morning.
Let me. I'm just gonna keep it gangster right now.
Oh Lord.
And keep it real.
Don't keep it too gangster.
I got to. I gotta keep it a little touchy. Brothers, if y'all don't stay out they face.
Oh.
That's all I'm gonna say. Cause I don't want to offend nobody.
That's all you gonna say.
Then on the other part, first of all, what killed me was this man told this woman he wants her to act like Coretta Scott King. kill me. I'm like, first of all, sir, do you not know what kind of woman you have? And you want her to act like Coretta Scott King? Yeah, I think you was a little, I don't know. Then, it's so much I gotta say to this. I don't want to offend nobody. I'm gonna go on mute. Y'all continue doing y'all thing.
Speak your truth, Lindsay. You can speak your truth. Listen, we're not trying to offend nobody, but hit dog holler. Listen, I don't know what.
All right. I ain't go. I don't mean to offend nobody when I say this. Brothers need to stop. Just stop being in them people's faces. Y'all constantly be in these people's faces. And y'all be sitting there and messing with these people. And y'all constantly get in trouble with these same people. It's just irritating because I'm like, and then it's like Tam just said, then you want to run to a sister. Like, dude, come on, man. We done seen case after case after case of brothers going over here to the other side and having these issues and problems. And then sitting there, honestly, I'm going to keep it way gangster with you. Was they toxic together? Absolutely. Do I believe that man put his hand on that woman? I truly don't. The way he ran down New York City, I don't believe none of that. I don't believe that man put his hand on that woman, not one bit. However, do I believe she smacked the mess out of him? Yes, I do.
Are you talking about that day or any day?
Any day. Any day. I just don't. It's just not wrapping around in my head.
I don't believe that he never put his hands on her. Okay. I don't believe he put his hands on her that day, or for the most part, what we saw, we couldn't prove that he was the. I didn't believe that they would be able to approve that he was the aggressor on that day because we had video evidence. But when I heard the phone call recordings, I did believe that he had been abusive. I thought that they both had been abusive. It seemed like that was the type of relationship that they had. But with that being said, when you said to stay out of those people's face, I'm not even saying that I agree with that 100%. What I'm saying is that at some points, you have to be an adult and realize, as Clarence just said, this shit is toxic. This is not going to serve either of us, and I need to move along. And it should not come to this, right? And then now it's time to move along because the world knows. And then I need to get my good pretty boy squeaky clean image back. So let me run on over here to this praying sister who got her feelings hurt in a relationship, and we gonna bond together. And now we gonna stand as a united front because this is not what I'm about. I'm about peace, love, and hair grease. I don't believe that that's what he was about based on what's she telling us.
It's Jonathan Majors.
Oh, I don't believe that he's completely innocent. I'm sorry too. I don't believe he's completely innocent. I believe that he was innocent on that day. But she was able to bring in evidence of all the other days. And then they was like, oh, okay. And it had nothing to do with the lie she fucking told. What about this big ass lie she told?
Right. Yep. That's my point.
And his according to that video I just watched, his attorney messed up. Because at first, the incident that happened in September of 2022, that apparently he squeezed her hand, twisted her finger or her arm behind her back or whatever, which caused a bruising to her finger situation. And she was talking about it hurt so bad she wanted to go to the hospital. And so it was text messages exchanged with that encounter, talking about that encounter. And that was not originally going to be entered into the case as evidence for this particular day that we saw him running through the street. But his attorney messed up, which is giving me like, how the hell do you not know if you mention anything prior to an incident or whatever, that then that opens the door for that evidence to be entered into the case? How do you not know that? So anyway, the text messages became admissible, and they were able to enter them to the case. So she was able to prove from 2022 September that incident, him going back and forth to Mount. If you go to the hospital, you know what that implication looks like. You know what that looks like against me or whatever. She was like, well, my finger hurts really bad. I need more payments. I'm not going to tell them the truth. I'm going to lie. This is what the text messages say. Y'all be careful with these trails. These, like, come on now. And then he told myself, well, I just feel like I'm going to get up on life. I'm going to unalive myself. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Like, the mental anguish, the mind games through these text messages trying to get her not to go to the hospital because he knew he had effed up. See, this is the problem. I don't think that he was abusing her, but abuse is abuse is abuse. He was mentally and emotionally abusing her, and he did put his hands on her at some point. Now, the particular incident, like Tam said, that happened, that she really went to the police about, that probably didn't happen that way that day. But it was upon a time that he did do something, and his lawyer effed up by allowing that evidence to be put into this trial, and now it has caused him to get a split guilty, not guilty thing.
And lose all his monies.
And now he done lost his funds. It's a fool. Corinne, what you got to say, boo? And his lawyer, you know what? I'm sorry. His lawyer is a brown woman.
Looking like she ain't comb her hair that day. Hey, Corinne.
Hey, good morning, y'all. I just wanted to chime in on the part where he was saying get out of their faces. I don't think it's necessary about getting out their faces, but we have to vet people better.
Yes.
Honestly, that's really what it is. And like how you said, they were mutually abusive to one another. Yes. So obviously, your issues and her issues were clashing. Y'all should have broken up a long time ago before it became physical, because emotional abuse is bad too. That's enough to leave. Yeah. But don't wait till it gets physical to say, oh yeah, this is too much now. Now let me leave and go back to my sisters. You should have left when it first became mentally unsafe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was another thing that the court documents was saying. She opened with that. Like, I remember the first time he raised his voice at me. It's the emotional abuse of it all, the mental abuse of it all. Like, it was so many things that she had noted. And they built this case, baby. They built the heck out of this case. And I feel like his lawyer dropped the ball. That's how I feel. Because there's no way. There's no way. But, you know, whatever.
She definitely dropped the ball.
Sky. Hey, Noodles. What it do, boo?
Yeah, Noodle said she wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and holiday peace and blessings, y'all. I got it today.
Okay, that's exactly what it said.
Thank you so much for the translation.
No, I just came up to say, number one, what Lindsay and them both said, and Corinthians said, they both were toxic. Okay, it was a toxic relationship. But I feel as not even just a man, but a woman of color, you got to know where you stand in these situations. Okay, because this is repeat things that happen. We can go down the line, whether it was a black man or a black woman. This stuff happens all the time, and unfortunately, we know we have to walk with a different shield than everybody else because we get handled differently. So let's be knowledgeable about what's going on. Let's look at the thing. You wasn't in love with her that much. Y'all was over there doing some other stuff, and it got toxic. She was doing stuff that you wanted to do that you know you couldn't do with a black girl. Y'all know.
Okay, before you block and drop, do you think that in his case and other people in his financial bracket, that they think that makes them immune to knowing like their place in this situation. I got money, so I'm not going to be susceptible to the things that people, under my tax bracket would be.
So the thing is this, money is green, we black. Block me, drop me. What? I can't with her. Thank you, Corinne. She's a goofy.
I don't know.
Hey, Tito, what it do?
Hi, Tito.
Mr. Reese said he was targeted by Hollywood. They never wanted him to rise, and she was sent in as his downfall.
Who said that?
Mr. Reese. Well, did they never want him to rise? Because the man was in a lot of major stuff. He wasn't doing like no low budget look things here and there.
Maybe he was rising to maybe his star was rising a little too. You say he ugly?
What up, Corinne?
I don't necessarily think I think his love for milk is the reason why he ended up where he's at.
Oh,
a lot of black men get on to do what Kanye West did and get themselves a white girl. No offense, there are good white girls. We got a good one in here. But a lot of them are after those men for what they can offer. And then they always do this. They go and say some crazy stuff, whether it's true or false, to try to defame the man when he's at the height of his career. Point blank period.
No. Now. Mm-hmm. I want to say this. Because this keeps coming up, right? We know they're going to run scared and tell. That's what they do. What does that say about us, though, black women? Would we stay and endure the abuse, the pain, he dragging you, everybody know? Like, what does that say about us? Does that mean that if he was to be with a black woman and she didn't tell and it didn't come out until years later, is that more commendable? What does that say?
No, I actually get what you're saying, and that is a plight that we do carry on our back. A lot of us will stay, because I would say even with Steve Harvey's ex-wives, Kevin Hart's ex-wives, they'll stay when everything is terrible, and then come out later and be like, but he was doing this to me and that to me. Yeah, we do. We're known as ride or dies, and I want us to get off of that ride or die mentality.
Yes.
So that we can thrive.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, well, let me answer what you said first. We do protect them immensely because we're always like, it's another black man going down, or we know how they treat our black men. So I'm trying not to get you locked up, bro. I don't want to call the police on you. So we do protect them to a fault. But when you said that he was ugly, it reminded me of Dennis Rodman. And I remember him saying, because he dated white women most of his career, and he said that the reason why is because when he was the funny looking little kid in high school, the black women were not interested in him, and now that he has money, he's not going to share it with them. And I think a lot of men, especially unattractive black men, when they reach fame and success, they don't like us because we didn't give them the time of day. And so we can't really tell them who to pick, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, now that he got money, now you got money, you don't want us. No, we didn't want him when he didn't have any money. And the white girls, they be getting them up in the, I'm sorry, Jen, but it's true, because they be snatching their asses up in goddamn college. They be getting them.
Exactly, Blossom. Money makes everybody
more attractive.
And they don't.
Oh shit.
They don't want them either. They don't exactly, mommy. They don't want them either. It's just that they have money. I can tolerate it. and also some Blackpink. Like, absolutely, let's go. Like, stop it. I mean, Dennis Rodman, that sounds like some trauma, and you need to work through it because those were kids, just like you were kids. What does that have to do with grown ASS women? You gonna cut off a whole population of women because of what some young girls, little girls did to you? Come on now.
But that's because they not healed from that. Could be trauma for someone.
Yeah, and that's what I said. It ain't nothing but his trauma. But don't blame a whole population of people for that one incident. Like, come on now.
They need counseling.
Can I jump in on that part?
Sure.
I feel like a lot of people in general will go off of one experience and then make that general statement for the rest of their life. Absolutely. So it's what you said, it's trauma, but for sure I feel like with a lot of the Black men that were overlooked, that is their same story. Because Childish Gambino said the same thing. Like, oh, y'all didn't like me back then, so now I'm not going to be with you. Like, okay.
It's so terrible. I mean, men, I know plenty of men also that if they get their heart broken when they a teenager in high school. I know my godbrother, for one, is one of those guys. For many years, he got his heart broken by this girl in high school. And since that, he decided, I'm going to be a hoe. I'm about to dog all these women because that one girl broke my little itty bitty heart. Y'all were both children. You would think at some point in your adulthood that you would gain some knowledge and be like, you know what? That was that one little girl. We were kids. She didn't know no better. I didn't know no better. No, he took that hurt and continued to perpetuate that hurt on other people. I'm gonna dog you. I'm about to dog you. I'm about to dog you because my heart was broken when I was a kid. Like, seriously? That one incident.
Grown 50-year-old men doing that shit because they got their feelings hurt by one chick. Now every chick gotta suffer.
And now all the chicks gotta suffer.
You get to suffer. You get to suffer. Everybody gets to suffer.
Come on. Like, seriously?
Good morning.
Good morning to y'all.
Good morning. I'm here for y'all comic damn relief. Let me tell you something about me. When I came up, man, I was the ugly duck, and I was tall and skinny. I looked like an Ethiopian.
I don't believe it.
I look like an
I was gonna say lies. Show me the evidence. Send us pics. We need to see it.
When I graduated high school, I was 6'1", maybe about 165 pounds. And I was a dude. I was smart, and I had my own car, but I was a dude that the girls would say, hey, can you touch him and tell him that I like him? Okay. They weren't looking at me like that. But when I went to the military and broke all them corners off and came back a little changed and everything, even now it's funny seeing some of my old classmates out there like, ooh, I always liked you back in the day. Stop lying. When you was a size 4, your ass wasn't thinking about me. Now you're a size 54, you think I'm supposed to rock your ass to sleep. Stop playing with me.
What is happening? Wait a minute. I feel attacked.
But honestly, some people let their childhood affect them.
Yes.
Some of us, we use it as a motivating factor. Because I know for my age, I don't look like the average 55-year-old man. I don't look like the guy that they wanted to date back in school. Because the guys they were dating back in school look like 85-year-old men, and we are exactly the same age.
Oh, wow.
So the way God moved me different, He allowed me to be humble. Because first of all, when I go out somewhere, I don't like to stand out. Because women can be disrespectful. They can be sitting with one person, looking over the other person's shoulder into the eyes of another dude. Like, I better not ever catch him out by myself. He smells good. Oh, he smells good. I'm going to talk to him one chance I get. So, I'm glad, and I'm straight with people. Hey, I appreciate that. You didn't approve of my promoting when I was younger. So we good now. You don't have to approve now. You can be a cool people. We fans. We can hang out, but we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Yes, okay. I was an Ethiopian poster child. All that was missing was the flies and the song, In the Arms of an Angel.
Okay. You know what?
See, I feel where you're coming from, brother, because I was the African booty scratcher.
See what I'm saying, Lindsay?
Oh, yes. I was tall, skinny, big glasses, and I was called the African booty scratcher.
Yes, sir.
Many, many years. Yes.
What the hell is happening right now? What is happening? This has turned crazy right now.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
I was called horsehead because my body hadn't caught up with my head. I had this curly flat top and shit. I mean, I was cute, dimples, but to take out on the date, they're like, no, we want the football player. We want the one with a little meat on it.
I did like a football player.
Yo, I always wanted to be the brother that sisters would look at and be like, he can get it.
Yeah, that part.
I was never that dude. I was the African booty scratcher. I was Steve Urkel. I was everything other than my name in the child of God.
Listen, Lillian, stop playing. Let me.
Lillian said you a liar, T.O. Lillian, get your ass up here and tell us the truth. Tell us the truth. He up here lying. He clowning us right now.
Lillian has known me all my life. We've been knowing each other close to 50 years. Lillian can tell you I was that skinny Ethiopian poster child that lived in the city.
She said it's not true. She already said it's not true. She said right there in the chat.
She know I'm telling the truth.
That you was fine. She said you was fine. That's what Lillian.
Fine, girl.
Lillian.
I was a bag of ribs. Lillian lying. I was a bag of ribs.
What is going on?
I was a bag of ribs. I was tall and skinny. If I put a comparison up of what I looked like then to now, you'd be like, oh my God, look at Jesus. He did some wondrous things.
Look at Jesus.
Listen, I was not a bag of ribs. I took my shirt off, boy. I made a cow jealous as fuck. They want to give me food. Here, you need to come and eat with me.
Listen, we all, like Blossom just said, we all have stories.
We do.
I was not that girl in high school. Like middle school, yes. High school, no. It was a bunch of bad chicks, and I was not one of them. I used to wear big sweatshirts and baggy clothes to cover up my body because I started to change and get a little thicker, and I thought I was fat. And so and guys would never approach me. They would never approach me. We all can talk about this all day long, but that did not skew my view of not wanting to still get out there and be open to my man, the black man, or whoever. Like, it did not skew my view of, like, but y'all men be taking that itch to heart. Like, y'all didn't want me back then. Now I got my itch together. Now you want me. Bro, you was like, you wasn't that dude then. But we want that girl then either most times, and we still be open to it. Like, we cannot take on these personas and be like, that's the end all begin all. Like, I don't know. It's weird. But it's just different how we view things.
Absolutely.
Women have done it too. Because I've gone to school with a few women who, with ugly ducklings, the part-time hippos and all this other stuff. So coming back years later, no, I'm telling you what they used to call them. So okay, I came back to them, and all of us are good friends. And as we transitioned and changed in life, all of us became close as friends because we knew what we had gone through, that was childhood scarring. But we had good support with a few of our friends to where we kept each other up and going. Because I know this one girl that I went to school with, her name was Emily Madison. And she in school.
Why you had to say her name?
I said her name because God rest her soul, she's passed away. She's good.
Okay.
Emily Madison was about 385. 385. She was about 5'4", 5'5". She's a big girl. When I came home from the military, we had both gone on a journey of changes. So we saw each other at one of our college homecomings. She had got down to like 155 pounds, looking like woof, woof, woof. So I didn't recognize her, and she didn't recognize me until she heard me singing. She's like, wait, TJ. Yes? She says, me, Emily. I said, shut the fuck up. We started talking. She transitioned to herself to where she became very, very, very sharp in all that she did, professional and everything. Her husband, on the other hand, she married a mediocre dude, and she explained to me she don't want to marry a good-looking dude the way she looks now because it's going to be a problem. Now, these are words out of her mouth. Because of her own insecurities from her childhood, she married a mediocre man versus married somebody who was, this exotic dude that women just lusted and craved over. She wanted somebody half-cocked. So you don't limit yourself like that because it scars you and hurts relationships. If I ever made millions and millions and millions of dollars, I'm fucking with the people that was fucking with me before I made my change. Because I don't need you on my trophy like award, like arthritis, and on my back like, all this other stuff that's going on. Don't look at me like that, Tam. Don't look at me like that, Tam. I'm just saying.
You lost me as she was 385. Anyway, I'm like, how you know? But anywho.
We were friends. We were in art class together. So we were very good friends. As a matter of fact, because I was a good friend to her, I was getting ready to travel somewhere, and I lost my passport. I got it, and I was about to miss my flight. She paid for my flight to go back to Germany because I'd missed my flight. And I asked her why. She said, Terry, you always treated me with respect. Regardless, you took me for me. So you never know how everything goes in your life, the way you treat people. Careful lest you're entertaining an angel. Yeah. And I say this today. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Let me tell you, Jonathan Majors, when I saw the news of what was going on and everybody had the aha moment, see, she was lying on him. No, y'all still missing the point. He did some fucked up stuff. He still did some fucked up stuff. We got to stop protecting those just because we're of color when they do wrong. Wrong is wrong.
We agree. All day. Corinne is paused now. I want. Oh, Corinne, you said you wanted to jump in.
Yes, I had this conversation a lot. Growing up plus size, if you were plus size, that is definitely an issue where men do not see you until you lose weight, and you were beautiful then, and you were beautiful now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the main issue, is that in society, the only time that people find people attractive is if they look the ideal look. And that's what's messed up. She was always good looking. Y'all overlooked her. She was a gem then, and she's a gem now.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I am a man's man. Back in the day, I didn't discriminate against nobody. I was, tall, thin, BBWs, SSBBWs, or whatever. Because I met a lot of women who had size on them.
Yeah, but you didn't say she was fine though, T.O. When you described her as 385, you didn't say she was fine. But when you said she went down to 150, you said she was fine.
Hold on. Listen, I loved Emily all the way across the board. Me and her have been friends for, like I said, 35 years before she passed away. We were literally friends. So I cared enough that, hell, back in the day as a kid, we used to go to Showbiz Pizza. A group of us get together. I didn't let nobody pick on her. When I say I love the inside of this woman, I loved her. I almost didn't like the new Emily because there was a sense of arrogance with like somebody over something. Mm-hmm. So no. Let me correct for those that are in the back and those that are sitting outside the window with hot dogs in your hand. I'm not a shallow hell. I didn't play with people like that. I treated people, because they're scared to come in because they don't want to get caught up. They be outside looking in, peeking, being nosy as fuck, and then they go put stuff out.
Okay.
Such. But what I'm saying is, my grandfather always taught me, you treat people the way you want to be treated, because no matter how much you attain, if you happen to catch a fall, God forbid, if you happen to catch a fall, you're going to see those very same people that you stepped over and walked on going on the way up. Ugly, fine, buck-tooth, cockeyed, whatever. You're going to see them again. So be careful how you treat people.
Absolutely.
So to answer you, Corinne, after I graduated high school, me and Emily hooked up, all 300 and all. Yes. So let me go ahead and answer that. So I ain't want to put my business out, but God rest her soul.
Yes. Let's real quick before I give it back over to Lindsay and Sky. Blossom said I was the quote unquote pretty dark skinned or crispy black girl, but I never turned my back on my brothers. For real, Blossom. Thank you, Jay Hardaway, for the roses. Trying to catch back up. All right, Empress said yes, they do take it to heart. Big Brown Curvy Girl said guys was off the chain in high school. Shit, the stories I got. Child, please. Blossom said it goes both ways. I agree. Thank you for the gifts. Blossom said men get money and turn on their sisters. Absolutely. King Fupa Slayer. Hey, what's good? How you doing? Thank you, Justin, for telling the people to tap it up. Thank you for the follow, King Fupa Slayer. Right, he know a lot. LOL. Sky, thank you so much. Wrong is wrong. It's facts. You didn't sound like it. You highlighted the way more. Okay, Corinne said, ooh, all right. See, he didn't disclose that until now. He knew a little too much. Oh, big brown curvy girl said, Lord Jesus. My sister definitely in the box. She definitely is. All right, Lindsay, what you got to say? Good morning, James.
I'm gonna say I totally agree with Mr. CEO, Mr. Woods. Me personally, when I was in high school, sisters didn't like me. They did not like me. They did not like me. They did not like me. They liked the thugs. They liked the hood dudes. They liked the dudes with his pants all the way to his ankles. That's what they liked back then. And I ain't even go front. It was a time I wouldn't even look at a sister. All I messed with was white girls. There was a time. But I got one sister in my life that came along in my life and gave my whole mind a 360. And I haven't turned my back since on sisters.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you were right, Portia. You were right. Brothers do have this thing where we get hurt by one woman and we just completely like, nah, we cool, get up out my face. I don't want to, or we just treat every woman we get with horribly.
Yeah.
Horribly. And me, like I said before, I always wanted to be one of them dudes where sisters was just like, he can get it anytime, any day of the week.
Uh-huh.
I always wanted to be that dude. Never was that dude. Wish I was. Oh yeah, and the last thing. I love big girls. Big girls are my favorite thing in the world. I just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you.
So that are BBWs or big beautiful women, just beautiful all over. I love all of y'all, and I've been with everything from 4+ to 120. So it don't matter to me.
Yeah.
And see, for me, let me. Can I ride on behind Lindsay for a minute? It's a personality for me. It's not even necessarily a shape. It's your personality, because you can be a plus size woman and have one of them sexy ass attitudes where you just talk to me a certain kind of way. Like, you know what? I'll ride your ass like a big bicycle with white walls on it. Come on, let's play. Let's get it. I got some skinny women, some small women that I don't want no parts of, because men have glamified them so much to where their thought process is fucked up and they're entitled. I take a person for personality and how they are. Yeah. Whatever floats their boat. If we are good to go, we can have conversation with each other. We can have real good conversation. Listen, me and her can sit up with Netflix. Hell, we can sit out at the park. I don't care what size you are, as long as you're good with me. I've dated all. I was in the military. I dated all type of ethnicities, all types, and all women of different colors are the same. They act different. They walk different. They're treated the same way. It doesn't matter the color. For me, the personality is everything. If we can have good conversation, you stimulate my mind. I'll be whispering in your ear, girl, you know you can get it.
Period.
I'm gonna say real quick that I butter all rolls.
Oh God. Okay. Y'all.
But it's a part of evolution. It's a part of evolution.
It is. It comes with growth. I mean, listen, we not all gonna sit here and try to play like we ain't all discriminated against somebody for something that we don't like or that's not our preference. We all have. Let's not get in our feelings, but also you grow and you learn, right? You learn what I used to when I was young and a kid. Okay, I want to keep prefacing that. In high school, we were children, so we did things like children. Okay, I was a kid. I used to have this whole colorism thing, as far as I only like light-skinned guys. I wouldn't even look a dark-skinned guy's way. Okay, and then when my first real boyfriend that I was supposed to have, according to my parents, approached me, he was dark-skinned. And I allowed him to be my boyfriend. I ended up being with him for 7 years after that. It's not about, I couldn't have stayed in that box or that frame of mindset like, oh, disregard all the dark-skinned guys. Not because they weren't fine or nothing like that, but to me at that time, that wasn't fine. I thought only light skin was fine. But that's when I grew to know better, I did better. Now, color does not matter to me. It does not matter to me. But think about how that would make all the dark-skinned men feel if I was still here today talking about, yeah, no, I don't like dark-skinned men. Can't do it. Nope, nope, nope. Like, we can't pick and choose what we go discriminate towards and then be like, it's a problem when another person has a preference that's not favorable to us. Okay?
Absolutely.
So everybody quiet down, relax. It's okay.
Absolutely.
Well,
Dag, Sky is on pause. I wanted to let her. Oh, she's back. Sky.
I will say that we were talking about how, when they were younger and some girls didn't like you or something. And I think that goes both ways. But it's giving real school days. When I was growing up, the light-skinned girls were the good girls. Everybody thought they were pretty. They had gray hair. The dark-skinned girls, they had nappy hair. We were conditioned to these things. And then when you get money, why not take it up another level? Okay, I don't want light skin now. Now I want it, I want it all. I feel like it's a fantasy, but it goes downhill really quickly because we are who we are. We always have to keep in mind, and I'm not on the revolution stuff, but we always have to keep in mind, we move different. We look different. Our energy is different. What flows through us different. There's nothing. I always have this thing in my head. If I go to the store and I have a white, very hypothetically, a white man with me, right, and that's my boo, right, and something happens to me, and it's discrimination, and it's silent. He can't notice what's going on. He don't know what happened, but we do. They can never know what the results are going to be later because they don't walk in our shoes. Even shoe. I have kids. They're all different colors. I have a light-skinned child, a caramel child, and a dark-skinned child. The light-skinned child is going through stuff because she thinks she's Hispanic because don't nobody look like her and her friends don't have hair like that. My dark-skinned child was called a crispy child growing up. These are things that we are conditioning into our kids. Okay? These are things that even as kids we were talking about when y'all said y'all was ugly when y'all was younger. Y'all were conditional because y'all were watching stuff on TV and cartoons. The light skin on the white lady is always a damsel in distress. Always the pretty one. You know what I'm saying? We really have to take note of these things. In reference to Jonathan Major, he had the money, he had the career, but it wasn't enough for him. We weren't enough for him until it was time to be enough for him. If I was Megan, she crazy as heck. I'm not going to sit here and rock with you with all of this stuff going on. How could you want to be with me and you was with a white woman? We have nothing in common.
Sky, to your point about Megan, I don't even know if it's so much that part for me. If me and you are new and we not in it, we ain't deep in it, and this type of stuff come up on the radar, what? You've been abusing women. I'm falling back a little bit. I ain't cleaving tighter. I'm falling back a little bit because I want to see this thing play out. I want to know if it's true or not. I can't go by your word because I don't know you like that. Like, I don't understand why she leaned in more. You know what I'm saying? At that point, like, I would have been like, well, let's just wait and see. I'm not hitching my wagon to you when I don't really know what you about. We still trying to. I think she getting paid for it. You think Megan Good is getting paid?
Y'all have a lot of comments, but don't stop long enough to hear what we don't agree, Jen.
I agree with that. I think that if we do date outside of our race, then we don't really teach them about each other's cultures. We just in our moment. And then we start having kids and then it just becomes all complicated because if you have been in a relationship with someone outside of your race, you have children, these children are now mixed and need to know about both of their cultures. Well, what if y'all break up? So now one person is stuck trying to teach them both things. Like, it becomes messy because those two parents didn't first start off doing their due diligence and really taking care of business, really getting to know each other and your foundation before y'all just jumped into this thing that felt good.
Let me speak on that. So it's the fault of both if they don't teach them, because when I was dating the pink people, I asked them, "Have you ever done this before?" Because first of all, I don't want to be your first, your test, your pass and fail. Like if you've never dealt with somebody like me, I want to know. Because for me, I didn't look at color for a minute. I mean, I looked at it for a while because in school, we weren't allowed to date each other like that and stuff. But they liked me. When I got out of school, then they shoot their shot or whatever the case may be. But I always have to go back and ask them this question: have you ever done this before? Because what I don't want you to go through is what I go through on a daily basis. You're not going to know how to deal with my color if you're dating me, because it's going to put you in an uncomfortable position. You need to know what you're getting into. I have a biracial daughter. She's 27 years old. But guess what? She knows both sides of me. And her mother didn't stay together. But she knows both sides of it. Now it's up to her to decide on which side of the street that she wants to be on. She is 6 foot tall. She's high yellow. She looks beige. She's high yellow. She's just, yes. My daughter's light skinned. So, but she looks like her daddy. She talks like her mom, but she has to make her own decision on how she wants to date, who she wants to date. So she's got both black and white that are coming at her, but she's dating white, but she's biracial. I don't fault her. It's an evolution. It's an evolution we have to keep teaching. I love all women, but I ask black women, you sure you want to date me? You sure you want to date me? Because I don't want you to take how I look into your thinking of how I would act because I look a certain way. But when I'm loyal to you, I'm loyal to you down to the bone, no matter what. But making good falling on to somebody now, I think a man that is abusive is the lowest form of a man on this earth. I'm telling you. A man
the butterfly.
Mental, physically, spiritually abusing somebody, I don't live by that. I think that's why my circle is so small when it comes to men. I could hang out with Lindsay, because me and Lindsay would sit up there like, man, that's some shit right there. They making us look bad.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of dudes in my circle. More women, way more so.
And my mother was the first love of my life. She passed away. So I look at people like this all the time, man. Hey, get it right. Treat your woman like you treat your mother. Mm-hmm. Treat your woman like you treat your mother. Be cool.
Be cool indeed. Listen, man can't stand you, Arthur Tony Alexander. Sorry. Oh, wow. Yeah, listen, Jen said, I hope everyone knows I don't take this convo wrong. I respect all of you and it's important. Absolutely, Jen. Listen, we're, like Corinne said earlier, nobody's in here trying to be offensive, but we are speaking our truth, our lived experience, and that's what we always going to do, right?
Absolutely.
And so, listen, it is a thing. We talked about this recently, a couple of weeks ago, about the importance of, if you do date outside of your race, if you identify as both, you identify as both. That's the whole thing that people was making a difference between Tia and Tamara Mari or whatever, because Tia married a black man, Tamara married a white man, but they are both half white, half black. Mm-hmm. Their father is a whole white man. So if she chose to go that way, that's what she knows just as well as she knows her black side. You know what I'm saying? And that's them people's lives. Like, let people be great.
Right.
But also, we have to make sure that when we are dating, it is our responsibility collectively to have an understanding of each other's background and what we endure on a daily basis. Our experience as black people is a totally different lived experience than white people. Mm-hmm. It is. That is a fact. Mm-hmm. It does not matter how you try to cut it. So I don't care if you always grew up around them. They still always looked at you different. I don't care. Mm-hmm. Okay? So you need to know, if you're going to enter into relationship with a person that is outside of your heritage, your culture, that they understand your culture. Yeah. And like Scott said, they may not understand fully ever, but like Jen has made a point to say before, she can empathize.
I was going to say, be sympathetic to what we've been through.
That's the most important trait, that you meet somebody somebody that will be willing to empathize and go through the hard times with you. Because if you're not with somebody that's like that and that want to be dismissive and avoid it and not deal with what's going on with you and gaslight your reality, then they not the one.
And admit and be willing to admit, I just don't understand. Because I really hate when they be like, I understand. You do not understand. You cannot understand. You, like Jen said, you may empathize with what we're dealing with as a culture, but you don't understand. It will never be your reality. Even if you do have mixed children, it's just not your reality. Lindsay, is this your woman? What is going on here? Okay, I don't know.
So Tam, to go with what you were saying,
That's my baby. That's my daughter.
I've met couples that are interracial, and I leave their place or I've left their acquaintance to ask myself, how's he married to her when she really has no clue of what's going on? I mean, you don't know nothing about struggles. You can't relate to anything that's happening on the news. You can't talk about nothing that goes on, but you're defensive about your child, and you say you're defensive about your husband, but you don't know the struggles that Black women and men deal with every day of when their children walk out the house, not knowing if they're going to come back home. I know some white people don't worry about the kids walking out the house because they're pretty guaranteed to come back home. Mm-hmm. A simple traffic stop, a simple stop in the convenience store, a stop at the gas station could be the last time that we see our child because of the color. And when her brother-in-law's son got hurt, she couldn't understand what they were talking about because these two white guys targeted him. They ran him off the road and they left him for dead. When she's like, I don't know, well, maybe it was just an accident. No, get the fuck out of here. They followed him for 4.5 miles to put him in a ditch. So if you're involved with somebody who doesn't understand your culture, where you're a Black man with a white woman or a white woman with a Black man, it does not matter. You got to understand there's got to be communication, especially when the kids are involved. You got to have that same sympathetic protection that we as Blacks have for our own kids. Don't get it wrong. I ain't a racist. I love everybody because I'm not missing my blessings to heaven because I don't like somebody or a culture. Simple as that. You know, I'm trying to can't nobody pray me into heaven. I got to make my own steps. But you got this educating, and then we evolve. There's a city here called Coleman, Alabama. They had a sign up, and it was a sundown city. They had a sign up that says, no niggas after 6 o'clock. And what happened was, after 6 o'clock, Becky, Mary Margaret, Elizabeth Nall was coming out, and they was messing around with us in the next county and neighborhood, but we weren't allowed in the city. That put us in more danger. So we have to operate, teaching, educating. We are never too long to educate about ourselves. But out of all that I've heard, mental health is very important. We fix Black people. We can go to counseling too without people thinking we're crazy, because it's been sitting in the society where we can get some help for so long. We've got to quit telling each other it's not okay to go to counseling. Counseling is good. It helps you unlock parts of yourself so you don't carry the burden for the rest of your life of what you used to look like in high school compared to what you look like now. And both men and women are being vindictive because of their past. Heal those broken wounds. Quit pouring tea and hot coffee into these cracked ass glasses because eventually they're going to fall apart. Stay
yes, absolutely. Portia, you want to do a commercial?
Yes, this is the After Party Podcast where your host is Tam and Portia, and our initials are TAP, so we like to say tap that. So tap up the screen, tap all over the host box where I am to help us reach our liking goal of 30K a day. We are currently at 20.5. We appreciate you guys for participating thus far. We have a gifting goal as well. All love and taps are appreciated to help us push forward on this here TT app. Thank y'all so much. Today is Topic Tuesday. We are here Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 Eastern, giving y'all two good free hours of produced content, okay? Today we are talking about the Jonathan's Major's verdict, and how we feel about it and what, I don't know who all followed the case exactly, or what all you all actually know outside of seeing one video, potentially. But like, how y'all feeling about this verdict? What do you think about the case for real, for real? And it's opened up the topic about abuse and mental health and all of those things. And race, essentially. And so, yeah, I'm curious to hear all you all. Thank you to our wonderful panel.
Go to hell, Darren. He said just an hour and 40 minutes, not 2 hours.
Shut up, Darren. We can leave early anyway, most days.
Right.
Anyway, so mommy said T.O. then took Teddy's spot, speaking nothing but facts. Period.
Yes, mommy.
I got something to add to the panel. Okay, Tito, come on.
Well, come on up. The boxes are open.
The boxes definitely are open. Friends with attitudes. I don't watch the news. Tell me more. Hey, friends with attitudes. This is your first time, and to everybody, this is your first time joining. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
We had a lot of commentary going on, and I didn't want to interrupt, but I was trying to reach all of you in the chat. Thank y'all so much for joining us. We truly appreciate it. Thank you. What else do y'all have to say? So basically, friends with attitudes, Jonathan Majors was found guilty on 2 out of the 4 counts that he had against him in this trial with his ex-girlfriend. And one of the charges was assault. One of the other charges was harassment. That's what he was found guilty on. They didn't prove that he was physically abusing her or anything like that, but it was proven, according to them, that he did assault. And they said the assault charge specifically came from him pushing her into the car. They had video of him pushing her into the car, and they said that was assault because they laid it out and what that entails, and that was considered assault. Hey, Yolanda, how you feeling, love? Hey, Tito, what you got to say, boo? Thank you for joining.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Wonderful.
I just wanted to say that a lot of the people here have talked about them being parents of mixed children or being bullied as children and all that good stuff. But I grew up with a parent who dated white people, and they were Black. And I think the people who grow up in those households really need to speak up in these panels, because it's not about y'all's thirst. It's about what happens to the children and what they grow up to see. And my parent was also queer, so I got to see them get treated like shit as a queer person. And I got to see all kinds of different interactions. Like my stepmom, which is the white person, would constantly bring up Reagan as if Reagan was the best guy ever. And my mom would just straight up say, he was racist. And we would I would just have to watch these arguments play out all the time. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't think people hear her call people ghetto because they were Black, or just a lot of. I had to grow up with a lot of anti-Blackness in the household, so I don't think. And when my mom would date other people and they weren't Black, I would hear anti-Black things, the reasons why she's dating this person. So I think a lot of people don't understand, like, it is not just you still have to deal with your parent who's doing this stuff if you're under 18, because you don't have the agency yet to get out of those situations. We really need to have those conversations about how this affects the children, because I've met too many young people who were raised as either multi-ethnic or they were their parents were white and Black, and they'll say very traumatic things. Like this one lady said that her mom called her little nigga baby. Oh yes. And This was a coworker. Like, this was somebody I was just working with. We just talking, and she just blurted it out. I was like, damn. So it's just, she's like, but I still love my mom, though. And I'm like, girl, like, you said that at work, like, it's deep. Yeah. So We really need to like have those conversations. Also, the Jonathan Major thing. I think the whole Megan Good thing is like a publicity stunt kind of thing. It's like, I think she getting paid. I think she getting some on the back end so he can look good when he goes to court. Mm-hmm. It's just like a gangster wearing a suit to court.
But why does that quantify him looking good? Because he has her on her arm. Because she a black woman.
She's a black Christian woman. She paraded herself as a Christian, as a pastor's wife for over a decade.
Paraded. Oh shit. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mocha. You better go off then. Thank you, Lindsay. We appreciate y'all. Yeah, Scott. She said paraded. I kind of said something similar to that. I didn't put it as eloquently as you did with the paraded thing, but I did mention the fact that he done went and got himself a sister that's gonna be praying for him, because now they all praying and shit. And what the hell, like, sis, you needed to sit back and evaluate this situation, because you definitely don't need to have this attached to your name. Now you out here looking like a clown.
Like that. I will trust out a year from now, she done broke up with him, said that he tried her, said that it just didn't work out or whatever, and she gets to move on smooth to her next whomever. I'm telling you, they did the same thing when what's that Harvey girl? Lori, when she was with Jordan, Michael B. Jordan, and they was acting like they was in love and stuff. They was taking all these pictures.
Acting. Oh shit. You don't believe none of that shit. She said all this shit fake. Corinne.
Listen, people getting paid off the back end.
Oh God.
It's just okay. So if it looks good for him to have a black partner, even though he had straight up have been showing that he wasn't dating black people, and then suddenly he has a black partner, how does that look for him?
And he went out and he got himself light and bright.
Targeted to black people.
Oh shit! Let me tell you.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on, Tio. Give us 1 second. Yeah, let us give Corinne an opportunity.
I was just gonna say, I think Megan Good is misguided to begin with. Her first husband literally said that he would never date an actress, then went out and married an actress, and then let the church beat her up, call her all types of provocative and hoes and all this stuff. And then you go from that sort of Christian abuse to a man that's physically and emotionally abusive. She's a very misguided girl, very beautiful, but has never chosen partners. And this is just another example of that. And
Blossom said, wasn't Megan bleaching? She was? I never heard that before.
Jonathan Majors is not the first one. When white people really, really, really kind of got beside themselves, but they were scared because he was the king of pop. When Michael Jackson took our favorite Brooke Shields, the America's sweetheart, to the Grammy.
But was she American sweetheart? Because all of her roles as a baby, she was a whore. Her first acting role called Baby, she was like 12 years old, and they was parading her around as a whore. So anyway, I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent.
Yeah. So
they kept calling her American sweetheart, but then her mama was picking all of these roles that she was sleeping around. Like
she linked up with the likes of Michael Jackson. Then that made her even wholesome because of Michael Jackson. But then Michael Jackson fit in even more with them because, the Caucasians, the white people, because, well, he's the king of pop. He's okay. But look at all the shit that he had going on. We have to stop jumping.
Wait a minute. There will not be any MJ defaming here. We do not talk bad about Michael Jackson on this platform. That can get you dropped and blocked.
18 already at 30K. Look, y'all. Look, we can do this today. We can do this every day, y'all.
Okay, Justin. Justin's our biggest cheerleader for our taps. So thank you so much, Justin. Get your ass back down there and finish tapping.
I came up to talk about this tap game. Hey, let's go, team. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Basically, we have to continue to grow. we have to continue to watch. You can't jump on the bandwagon with people that you really don't know a lot about. Because when the truth comes out with them, and then you looking like a duck at the barbecue, but you was invited as a guest, but you're the actual meal. You're going to get tired of it. You're going to get tired of being set up for failure. So we've got to do vetting. We've got to continue to vet, deal with.
And it doesn't have to do with race. It just has to do with people. You need to know who you are hitching your wagon to. We have all made mistakes in these dating streets. Cause child, she's still over here single. Anyway, we have all made some mistakes, right? But it's how you bounce back. It's what lessons you learn from it. What changes are you going to make? And it's good that we keep having these important conversations, albeit sometimes uncomfortable. We need to be having these conversations so that we understand one another, that we could take something back from this. You know, you guys are teaching me something, and hopefully I'm imparting something in your life. I know that that's what me and Pete's desire is to always be leaving you guys with something, and you all giving us something back. So we thank y'all for having these uncomfortable conversations with us. For sure.
Yes, indeed.
Could I say something real quick?
Sure, Michelle, go right ahead.
I owe Tito an apology. I do apologize, Queen. That is my fault. It's something that happened in the chat. I'm not going to go into it, but I do apologize to you for that.
It's okay. I'm handsome. Nobody.
Wait a minute.
What the fuck is going on? Oh, God.
My bad. For those in the back.
No, when the ladies come up to me, that's what they say.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Auntie, I did not say that. Don't listen. I'm sorry.
Auntie, don't miss. I believe this is also your first time with us. So welcome, welcome, welcome. You just jumped right in. So all of y'all that came in for the first time and jumped right into the conversation, we appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for all the follows and the likes. Y'all doing so good today. We appreciate y'all. Look at Portia is dancing. She's so happy. Listen, it don't take much for her to break out in a dance. Okay.
Thank you, Francis, for the follow. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Listen, so all in all, how are y'all feeling about the verdict? Oh, okay. You too, T.O.
Okay, T.O.
How are y'all feeling about this verdict? Do you think that it was justified or what?
I hate it, me myself personally, but as we said, you know, he was guilty of something. I don't necessarily think he was guilty of that day, but as you said, his lawyer dropped the ball and letting evidence of past abuse, and he had done some things. I think it is very far-fetched to say that pushing her back into the truck was assault when you could see she was holding on to him. He's trying to get away from her. You mean to tell me that if somebody grabs me and I'm trying to get away, I can't shove them? I can't hit them? That's self-defense. It's wild, but here we are.
Yeah, that's and so how do y'all about this whole Marvel thing though? I'm sorry, I didn't give everybody else a chance to answer. Y'all want to answer?
Because she is upset about the Marvel thing.
Yeah, go boo.
Okay, so when it popped off, I heard about all the accusations as soon as it popped off, because I watch like a lot of creators on YouTube, and they be popping, like they be telling it, and you know, all the tea, you know, all the court reports and all that stuff. So I was watching Wine and Chill, and she went down the whole court report and all that. And so the issue is that they had actual footage of what happened in the cab. And so what people don't understand is when they have actual footage of you acting a fool, you cannot erase that. You can throw money. You can have these little publicity stunts when you try to break up fights. You can do all that extra, but you can be doing all that, and they still gonna find out. It's still gonna be seen in court. And all he was trying to do was pretty much make his character into, like, he wanted to show that he had a great character. Like, this was just one incident. But when you start to hear about the mental health struggles he was having, how he kept threatening suicide and doing all that kind of stuff, that kind of stuff is dangerous. And you got somebody who's doing that and telling you, "Oh, don't leave me," or "You gonna leave me? If you leave me, I'm gonna do this to myself." Like, that just shows where his brain was all along.
Yep.
And this man also played football in high school. We don't know if he has issues from concussions. We don't know what, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what this man, what has happened. This is dude is like young, so we still don't know what has happened to him. And yes, women may have called him whatever when he was growing up, and I'm sure it was pervasive because, I mean, people were making fun of him when he got older. That can break people. That's why I said the anti-blackness needs to stop. It was a lot less of it in the 70s. We was saying black is beautiful. As soon as somebody say something foolish, we just say black is beautiful and shut it down. You can't keep acting like that stuff don't hurt people and don't change their psyche. If nobody's in your corner and then you run to the person who benefits from your oppression, there's something going on. And I can say that my biological mother would tell me how people call her ugly almost every day when she was growing up. That changes a person. And when people don't understand, peer-to-peer violence can be more violent than your parents. Like the way the person perceives it, the way the child perceives it. So bullying is hard. Bullying is something that affects people. That's like if you're in you're in a toxic workplace, and it gives you so much anxiety that you can't, you know what I'm saying, function in a regular world, like function regularly, right? Imagine what it can do to a child.
Yeah.
And your perception of yourself. Right? So we got grown. Now, I raised a son. And my son started saying that all the time. And I started homeschooling him because I'm like, I don't want to ever hear you call yourself ugly. But because he was going to these PWIs, that he was thinking that he was ugly. That's where I'm like, nah, I don't stand for it. It's a very, very complex issue. And I don't think, honestly, I think the verdict doesn't go at what was wrong with their relationship in the first place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that definitely, I don't know her background, like I don't know her money background, but definitely she deserves some compensation for all this foolishness because they dragged her name through the dirt.
Well, wait a minute now. Because
it's a power imbalance. Unless, like I said, I don't know her money. If she a rich girl, then it's cool. She can bounce back. But if she a poor girl and this is going on, he dragged her name through the dirt and acted like she was like the most terrible person ever. And he around here doing shenanigans, just pure shenanigans.
So are we totally excusing the lie that? No. So, but the question that I'm asking, because if you say that she deserves compensation, then the question I have is, are we ignoring the fact that on the day that she claimed that he assaulted her and she was chasing him through the streets, it was captured on multiple cameras, so we don't know how long this chase was happening. And then when she couldn't catch him, she stopped these 2 or 3 white men and started crying and made this whole dramatic scene like he had done something to her. And then when he walked past in that video, he's walking past her telling this story to the people, and he keeps walking. He's minding his business. She still ran after him some more. Like, I want to be.
I grew up in that kind of environment. It doesn't mean one or the other. It don't mean that it ain't toxic. Okay? I grew up around what they consider spicy white people. They will get their nose broke and chase after you. That don't mean they didn't get their nose broke.
Okay. Okay.
Pick up something and chase you. We are talking about two different cultures and how they react to trauma. Okay?
Okay.
Some people go party after they've been in something like that. They like, oh girl, let's go drink, girl, blah blah blah. Have you ever met somebody like that? They go through something with their man, and they like, I'm finna go hang out, I'm finna go party. And they don't care if it's with strangers. Okay, we're not saying that both of these people have they shit together, because apparently they do not. So you gotta have something going on with you if you're gonna put up with a guy like that for that long.
Okay.
She went from England to America, and he was still doing the same old stuff. And she did not leave him.
Okay.
Okay. Let me read some of the comments before we give
a baby and her mama
the floor. Blossom said that's emotional manipulation. She also said that's abusive behavior. Friends with Attitude said this is a Karen rant rejection case. Okay.
Well,
let me let me scroll back up. Sky said maybe nothing happened. He just made wrong decisions. Okay. Mr. Reese said at Sky he was targeted. Friends with Attitude said he was trying to live and she pulled the crazy lady route. Okay. Darren said I was bullied today at work. My boss said I got more kids than Country Wayne.
You do. It's not bullying if it's true. Go ahead.
Good fella. Not good fella. Fila, how you doing, love?
Hey, Fila.
Darren put the sad face. Lord Jesus. Child T. Auntie don't miss whitey tears, she said. Friends with Attitude said she played the victim. Blossom said the relationship was toxic. Absolutely. Darren said, they said I got, okay. Third trapping and I did. Did you? Okay, wait. All right. A baby and her mama. How you feeling, love? Thank you so much for joining.
Welcome.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Amazing. How are you?
I am great.
What you got to say about this here?
I think that with the Jonathan Majors, when it all boils down, we don't know the inner workings of that relationship. There is no footage. There is no receipts being produced by him or her. She went on the smear campaign. He went on the smear campaign. But nobody produced any evidence. So we can't say that he went from the U.S. to London to Mozambique doing whatever, because we don't know. But what we do know is the footage that we've seen. And what he got charged for with that scene was not equal. If his charges were based on the footage that they released, that incident, it should have been an assault charge. When they dropped her charges, they should have dropped his charges. It seems to me that it's an equally toxic situation. And even though there may be a power imbalance with him having more money or being more prominent, even if she's a poor girl, she is a poor white girl. And that's going to trump any other imbalance. They're going to listen to her tears. They're going to listen to her story. And women lie too. I'm not being no pick me, but they lie too. If you remember the Johnny Depp case, the way that
lady was lying, Jesus. That
man life, and people was all on her side and Me Too campaigning, and he. I think we live in a society where it's always believe the woman. And I used to have that type of mentality too until I became the mother of a son. And I'm like, I'm not just going to always jump on that shit because someone can do that to him. And all he had his word. And sometimes the allegation is worse than being convicted. Because even if you're not convicted, you've been convicted by the streets of public opinion. So somebody saying this about you has been attached to you, and you can't do nothing about it. It's just, for instance, like Michael Jackson. He was never convicted.
Yeah.
But it's always whispers and talking. He's a you know what. But he's never been convicted of nothing. But I think that he should not be convicted of assault after him and that woman ran the 50-yard dash.
Oh, shit.
He should not have. And I think that him now being with Megan Good, like somebody said before, she's always chosen bad partners. And I think everybody do that into the world. When the shit hit the fan, a black woman always got to come in and save the day. They do the same thing. When Terry Crews was saying his allegations of what was happening to him, his thing was black people don't support me. No, y'all go out, they go with these others, and then when it all goes down, we got to be the saving grace. Stop it. Mm-hmm. Don't do it. Lead them where they at. Lead them where they be. They want to be over there. Let them deal.
Well, they don't always want to be over there. That's the thing. Sometimes they want to be right where they're at. But again, it's really about y'all figuring out whether this relationship serves you. Because at the end of the day, we could go back and forth about whether you should date outside of your race or not. It's really your prerogative, and nobody can tell you who to love. But if you're going to do this, then y'all need to be having real conversations more than how you make me feel, because we are going to have to do life together, maybe raise children together. What is that going to look like? These people are not having real conversations, and then they having these crazy things happening, and then nobody knows how to deal with one another and all of their emotional scars and all of the things. So I think more so, I can't tell nobody to stay away from our clear brothers and sisters. I just say make sure you know what you're doing. Period. Who you doing?
Deeper than that. It's like it's an Americanized Western way of thinking. It's your closer you are associated to whiteness, the better you are. That's why they do it, because it's only, from my experience, what I see, is only black people with wanting to mingle. Other races, other people, they do not do that. Even if they migrate to America, they live in neighborhoods with they people, they marry they people, Africans marry Africans, Somalians marry Somalians, Middle Easterns marry Middle Easterns, Asians marry Asians. Even if they migrate to the U.S., they build their own community with their like-minded people. They marry each other and stay with each other and keep the money and everything with each other. Black Americans is always want to be assimilated with their closeness to whiteness to feel like they're accepted. I think it's deeper than I just like white tea people. Mm-hmm. No, it goes way far back, deeper than that.
Okay. Colonization affected this entire world. You got from every single group a small section of people saying, "I only want to be with white folks." And that's just the way that's the tea. If you go to the Caribbean, there's a whole bunch of people there that be like, marry a white man. That is very true. That if you go to especially the Dominican Republic, that's how they are there. And I'm not saying all of them, but that is a very common thing. You go to the Cubans in South Florida, that is a very common thing. They want a gringo. So it's this thing where you see it's not just Black Americans that are doing this. It is a product of colonization. So it's not just us.
I agree with that, but I'm Black.
It's sad because where it comes from is just some deep, painful shit, and we're gonna have to fucking deal with it. We're gonna have to sit down and deal with it. It's not something that you can rectify overnight. Right. But it's damn sure something you gotta address. You know, my son is multi-ethnic. My son is also Black and Asian. And when I was young, I thought, since somebody from the Caribbean, we the same. That's how, because, that's very naive. But that's not how everybody see you. You may say we the same. They don't think that. Agree. And so you gotta, if that's your vibe, baby, please protect yourself. Please call on your ancestors. Please vet these people before you let them in your life. Not everybody's your friend. Not everybody wants you to succeed. And it's way too many people out here who will fetishize you for being Black.
Can I add something real quick? Also, as far as interracial dating, me personally, I'm not a fan of it. I personally feel like, I mean, you love who you love, you date who you date. That's your business. I'm not gonna knock you for it. But for me, when I see a lot of times and I know a lot of brothers that date outside their race. I actually have had a friend who messed with nothing but white women. And to me, the brother, I would tell him, I'm like, that's like when you sit there and you down a sister and then you uplift a white tea woman, that's considered a form of self-hatred. And to me, when I see a lot of these interracial relationships, that's what I see. I see a lot of brothers and sisters do this. They tend to put down black men, black women, and then uplift the race of whoever their particular counterpart is. And I look at it like, especially nowadays, I'm looking at it like as a form of self-hatred. Because a lot of times they look at, they can't see themselves with being with a person that looks like them. They got to be with somebody that's of a different ilk or a different color or a different whatever. And that's why I don't get down with it. But I mean, to each their own. Do your thing. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree fully with that, but I do understand where you're coming from. Yes, we're talking about Jonathan Majors, Viable Arts.
Welcome. Thank you for joining. Listen, what say ye? What you got to say, Viable Arts? Listen, it's a whole thing with the interracial dating. We've had this talk quite a few times, and like the end of it all is everybody do what is best for you. Just like with dating anybody, you should vet, you should see if this fits you and what your morals, values, and beliefs are, and if it doesn't, then don't interact in a relationship with them. Mm-hmm. If you have some mental health issues going on, then you need to get yourself together before you enter into any relationship. If you know that you take on things and I just think we need to do a lot of healing before we try to add another person to the equation. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I was married to black and white. Okay, Viable Arts. And like Tito said, like my children, my ex-husband is Nigerian, born and raised. Like two totally different cultures. Yes, we are both black by skin, but we are not the same. We are not the same. And I told y'all before, when I came into his life and I went to church with him, his predominantly Nigerian church, them people was looking at me like I was a Kardashian coming to take one of their men. Mm-hmm. They did not give a goddamn that I was black. they was like, not no African, not no American.
You are American black. It's different to them.
Right, like not no American girl.
And my ex-husband was from the islands, and his family was not here for my ass either.
Right.
They was like, what?
Two things are not the same.
She's the devil.
That's why I don't think it's more. That's why I don't think it's more race as cultural commonalities. Mm-hmm. Because black around the world is different.
Absolutely.
A black African who lives on the continent of Africa is a different African than an African who lives in the UK.
Yes.
It's cultural differences. I think that's where once you start crossing the interracial lines, it gets kind of murky. Because you can have empathy and sympathy, but you will never fully understand that other person's lived experience. And sometimes with interracial dating or even interculturally dating, you'll never get past the blockage because you'll never fully immerse yourself and live that experience. So you can be empathetic and sympathetic all you want, but you'll never get it. Like somebody was talking earlier, like I have a friend, she's biracial. Her mom is white, her dad is black. And her mom is one of those, I'm down with the brown, like ladies.
Mm-hmm.
But she has, both the kids are biracial, but my friend Gabby looks just like a black woman. Her sister is what you would consider like white passing. Like you can barely see the black showed up in her. So even them as sisters, they go out in the world because of how they look. They're both biracial, but they are treated differently. And the mama don't understand that. And she can't wrap her head around it. And oh, I'm sorry, I sympathize with you, but it's always the excuse, well, maybe they did. No, you don't understand that you two have black children, and both of them represent the blackness in them differently. How it's presented to the world, they're treated different.
Yeah. I think there's more of a denial thing. Like she don't want to accept that that's what's happening to her children.
I get that too, but sometimes you'll never fully understand because you can't do that. I can see a drug addict. I can empathize with you. I'm sorry for you. That's addiction. But I will never ever know what it's like to do that. Never ever know.
What is happening in the chat right now? What is happening in the chat? The fuck?
Well, I mean, you gotta quit if you ain't getting treated right. I don't know what you talking about. If I with a bad job, I'm gonna quit. Okay.
Women quit much faster because y'all asses be cheating, lying, killing, stealing, destroying.
All the things. And it's not even, you could say quit. Those are your words. That's fine. But yes, like Tim and everybody else said, listen, y'all, the statistics, and that is factual, that more women file for divorce than men. But that's because women be sick and tired of the bull-ish. And y'all will sit there and be content in the foolishness because that's what y'all want to do, because y'all doing what y'all want to do. Y'all think it's okay to mistreat. Y'all think it's okay to cheat. Y'all think it's okay to not be available or responsible or whatever. And the woman is doing all the things. Yes, we get fed up and we quit.
But infidelity isn't even the leading reason for divorce.
It's not. It's a lot of emotional abuse, a lot of mental abuse. It's a lot of things.
It's a lot of y'all won't get a fucking job.
They don't realize that if you a cheater in all aspects of life. The definition of cheating is to do something to get the upper hand of somebody else. That is the Webster Dictionary. So if you a cheater, have a relationship with somebody, you're gonna cheat on the emotional. You're gonna cheat on the financial because you're a cheater. That is a character trait. That is a character flaw. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be fraudulent in every aspect of your life.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Ars, how you doing today?
I am wonderful, man. How is everybody here today?
I'm amazing.
Hey, Portia.
I'm Jamal McMillan. I'm the modern day music man. Y'all got the right one in here today, man. Let me help add some pearls.
Well, welcome to the after party.
Thank you.
I
hope it's jumping in here.
It's always jumping.
Maybe I have to come back and DJ for y'all one day, man. Turn it up in here for you. But right now, though, let's get this wisdom out here, right? So there's a philosophy that is antiquated that exists today, which, a lot of people just still go by because the ideal is kind of edged in our cognitive process. We can't help it. We've been conditioned this way to just believe there's a dominance that exists that we all subjugate ourselves to. And that is poor thinking. We execute poor thinking in the choices we make of who to be with in the first place. We execute poor thinking in who we are as people, and then saying, as a person who's not really together, I'm going to be with someone, and try to work that out as though that's going to be a good thing. So then you wonder why, there's fights, there's disagreements, there's turmoil, there's cheating, which ultimately leads to what? Divorce, right? So I'm saying that the ultimate goal is to be with somebody to have a shared partnership for all eternity, right? You have to be the kind of person that's willing to remove conditions from that relationship, because all those conditions are doing is keeping one foot out the door and one foot in the door, because you're just waiting for the moment to come up when so-and-so says a certain thing. He might call you a B. He might call you an H. He just might call you out your name. You say, nope, for me, that's my deal breaker. I'm gone. He might cheat on you, and you might say, oh, for me, that's my deal breaker. I'm gone. I'm telling you, the challenge in enduring what you said you would be. It's not a
baby, I ain't here for nothing what you talking about right now.
So this one apply me, but I just want to tell all the young men, if y'all listen to this, please do not listen to this man.
I'm not here. Let me say why I'm not here for this. Bible, hold please. Hold on. Everybody relax. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not here for it. Because life is conditional. Life is conditional. And you're saying that what I'm hearing you say, I ain't gonna tell you what you're saying, but what I'm hearing you say is that we supposed to sit in a relationship, and I'm saying we, meaning mankind, not just women or men, but we're supposed to sit in a relationship where abuse is being served, where disrespect is being served because we said we would. No, sir. That's conditional. If you're going to disrespect me, call me out my name, you ain't going to work, you going to slap me when you feel like it, you going to cheat on me if you want to. Yeah, I'm not staying for that. Thank you. Exit.
Child, I don't know what that was, child.
Get the fuck out of here.
I was trying to allow it to mature and get to the point.
It wasn't mature to begin with.
No. Listen, we give people a chance.
We did our best. Maybe he
was gonna get to the nitty gritty. He started off wrong
in the chat. Jen say he do that all the time. Oh, so you know him. Viable is not viable here.
Child, listen.
He told y'all he was the music man.
What that was,
You're not gonna allow nobody. I thought he was trying to preface it like it was only women. Like, y'all gotta choose better. And the honest to God truth is both of us. Like, both people that enter into partnership, both have to choose better. We both have to be good and whole within our singleness in order to come together as a collective. And if you're not, then that's that. Like, it's gonna show up. It's gonna, display like it's been displaying. He's been on other lives, yes. Hey, Mr. Biggs, how you doing? Listen, anybody got time for that? I'm not saying, yes, I took my vows very seriously. Me personally, I took my vows very seriously. Do I want to be getting a divorce? Absolutely not. But I'm not going to allow anybody to not treat me to the level of what I deserve to be treated.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to remain unhappy. I'm not going to show my kids that this is what love looks like when it's not. That is not true. I'm not going to gaslight their reality or allow them to continue to perpetuate that same generational curse of this foolishness that y'all call love. No, I need it to be real deal Holyfield, or it's nothing. It's all or nothing. I'm not going to do this halfway. I'm not going to, and if that means once upon a time we were in alignment. Once upon a time I thought we were on the same page. But then as you evolve and you grow, things get more exposed and you see that no, this may not have been the best choice.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's life. We make decisions and things don't always turn out the way that we think that it will. But the more you know and the more wisdom that you actually gain, you will do better and choose better. Period. Now, that's it. That's all. God damn it. You have to come to 100 all the time when you enter in a relationship. For sure, Mr. Reeves. Like, people don't do that. That'd be a whole other thing. Hey, Ronnie Patney, how you doing? Don't be snuffing trying to blame it on one person or the other, one sex or the other. We're not doing that.
Yeah, we don't do that here. We do not do that here. For the most part, we try to have a positive platform, and every once in a while, we get fools up in here. We sorry.
I remember when we was growing up, my grandma used to always tell us, like, when we were dating or pursuing somebody, do not fall in love with potential.
Mm-hmm.
Accept the person for what you see and what they are. Don't accept potential. Don't accept what they can grow to be. If that person comes to you how they are right now, can you deal with that or can you not? And I remember with my dating, I always kept that in my mind, and that led me to not enter into toxic relationships. Mm-hmm. I'm not looking at what you said you could be. I don't care nothing about your potential. Mm-hmm. What are you showing me in the flesh? What do I see right now? And with anything, people love to throw that unconditional love. That do not exist. It is nothing wrong with conditions. It is nothing wrong with boundaries. Everything in your life has a condition, because cause and effect. So everything has a condition, mm-hmm. and you can't let nobody let you fumble on that. Because mm-hmm. once you show them that you don't care about your conditions, they're gonna show you they don't care.
Absolutely.
We talked about this before.
Yeah, when you step over the line, they gonna jump.
Good fella, what you disagree with? I'm curious.
You can't let up.
There's the main people who are like that are the people if you see somebody constantly stepping on other people's boundaries, and you just like, oh, because when I was younger, I was on some foolishness. I was that stud. I would date people who was like, real, she was flashy. She liked to fight. She was a thug. so those are the kind of people I was dating. Mm-hmm. It don't mean that I was like a terrible person. Mm-hmm. I just wanted somebody who I knew who had my back. Mm-hmm. But the foolishness is when you doing that and you find out that they're gonna do that jump to you too. When they don't, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you kind of see how people treat others. You don't just see how they treat you. Absolutely. They could treat you nice at first.
Absolutely.
And then you seeing how they treat others, mm-hmm. and you don't pay attention. That's your ass.
Oh shit.
That's real quick to piggyback off that before Goodfella come in. Tito, my ex-husband used to tell me when we first started dating, I love how feisty you are. You so feisty. Tell it like it is. You don't hold nothing back. You just real. He loved that about me. He loved how I got people in order and in check until I started doing it to his ass, and it became a problem. And I didn't know. I'm not standing in that like I'm proud of that. Okay, but that's where I was at that time when we met. That's how I handled people. That's mm-hmm. That's how I dealt with people. Mm-hmm. And he was attracted to that part of me, a part or whatever. But when I started doing it to him, it became a problem. Mm-hmm. And that's just exactly what you said. Like, we like certain things until it's happening to us, and we like, wait a minute, mm-hmm. I don't like how this making me feel.
Right.
And yeah. So yeah, that was a lesson I had to learn. Mm-hmm. Right. Good fella. What it do, boo?
Good morning. All day, twice on Sunday. All right. So listen, I've been here since the beginning, and I've been in the back with the security. Okay. Because I know how to be quiet and stuff, but every now and then, I hear something that makes me decide to stand up and speak on it.
Okay.
Now, all respect to everybody's opinion. I'm just going to speak on my opinion.
Okay.
There absolutely, unequivocally, is a thing of unconditional love. Unconditional love happens when you understand, number one, your purpose in your own self. Number two, it happens when you understand the purpose in why you're with someone. And if your unconditional love is founded upon the person, then it's absolutely not going to happen. Unconditional love happens because you understand the purpose, how you made a covenant with God for that person, not that person. Conditional love happens because you understand why you want to be where you are. Now, does that say that there's not going to be issues? No, but you understand that the issue is the issue. People are not the issue, and together you fight the issue, not each other. Unconditional love doesn't mean everything is perfect. Unconditional means that there is nothing that keeps you from being with that person no matter what. Now when people experience that with people, when people when they experience that with certain people, that does not mean that something does not exist or can't exist. Because love by itself is, yes, ma'am.
Good fella. You know we love you here. But this is the first time that I can actually say that I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Baby, this is the first time that I'm really like, what?
She said unconditional love doesn't exist.
Yeah, but I don't understand.
It doesn't.
Wait, hold on 1 second, because I'm trying to. I don't understand where you're coming from today.
Hold on. She can't.
Wait, hold on. Somebody needs to mute. Okay. Yes. I think it was a baby and her mama. Okay. Go ahead, good fella. What was you getting ready to say?
Her point, unconditional love didn't exist. I was speaking on a personal point for me, but this God's love is conditional. Now, I won't speak about because that'll take it in a whole different direction, and that's her particular opinion. That's a very strong statement for me. I'll leave that's her statement, but making a statement like that definitely goes across particular lines. But that's her opinion, and I'll leave it as such.
Okay. No, so I certainly wasn't talking about God's love. But I was just saying that in this moment,
God's love is unconditional.
Yeah, I wasn't following your point because you were saying about if the problem is the problem and not the person. And what I was trying to get to is that if you have boundaries, if you are demanding respect, certain things, and those things are not happening in the relationship, then that is definitely conditional. You're not going to stay in a situation that is abusive and doesn't serve you just because you took a vow and said that you would. So that's why I wasn't following you, because I do feel like even the things you're saying have conditions around them.
But in that situation that you're talking about, that you're speaking of, that particular situation, there is no unconditional love in that situation. But to make a blanket statement and to say unconditional love does not exist is a wrong statement.
Okay.
Well, I just have an issue with the whole love part, because you can still love somebody and tell them to kick rocks.
Yes, that's true.
Love don't mean you got to stick around and be treated like crap. It's just like, I think we need to separate the whole love and the marriage thing, because marriage is just a contract. Marriage ain't got nothing to do with how you really feel about somebody, or how long y'all gonna stay together, or if y'all gonna treat each other right. Well, it just don't. And people keep making that.
I absolutely agree with that point. My whole point in saying what I said is because what was made was a blanket statement. In those particular situations, I absolutely agree 100% that those things do arise, those things happen. And in those particular situations, yes, those conditional situations make it hard. But in a blanket situation, you can't make that statement.
Okay, good fella. I'm gonna challenge your thought. Because we had this conversation on live before. It was one of our topic Tuesdays or Thursdays that we talked about can love really be unconditional? Okay. And I just bring this to say, I understand everything that you're saying as far as y'all have an understanding, all of that sounds great. But also, a condition would be, now tell me if I'm right or wrong, if you and your wife discussed at one point that y'all were going to be sexually intimate with each other on a regular basis, and y'all regular basis maybe 3-4 times a week, right? And at some point in y'all marriage, that did not happen. Is that not a condition? Is that not a condition if one of you did not fulfill that need and that understanding that y'all both had at one particular point in your marriage? And if one person started to be like, you know what, I'm too tired, my head hurt, I don't want to, and it became less and less frequently, and then you start feeling some type of way as the other partner, right? And y'all could have had conversations and it still could have been some efforts made here and there, but it's not the same as it was before. Is that not a condition that then your love starts to kind of dwindle? If we're gonna say love, if we just basing this in love, that your viewpoint of this person starts to dwindle because that condition is no longer being fulfilled.
I what you're speaking about is an agreement between two people.
That's what a condition is.
No, actually, that's not what a condition is.
What is a condition?
A condition is something that's conditioned upon how people feel. It's things that we look at. It's things that we look at, things that we can decide whether or not, might be a situation, and that's why I particularly say that's why my situation, when I speak, I say for me, but that's why I don't make blanket statements. And my whole point for coming up, unconditional love can happen for people that want it to happen. If you're in a situation where you're controlled by conditions, then unconditional love won't happen.
Okay, can I?
Example of what is a condition, or what does unconditional love really look like? Because there are conditions within love. It's either a man saying, whether it be a man or woman saying that you have to be a certain size, I like you this size, that's a condition. Or you got to make X amount of dollars, and if you ain't making X amount, that's a condition. Regardless if we want to look at it like, oh, I fell in love with you for you, but also you hold a certain level, and I expect you to keep at this level, and if you don't, then you have broken that condition for me. Therefore, that love is not unconditional, because if this person falls beneath that bracket or whatever, are you still going to be willing to go through the wrinkle with them?
Okay, so real quick, good fella, real quick, before anybody else responds, the definition of condition. The circumstances affecting the way in which people live or work. It's a circumstance, and that is the condition. And everything that Portia was just saying, it's a circumstance that will allow the relationship to move forward, the contract to keep moving forward. It is a condition. So I think that's what we're saying, that if circumstances change, are you gonna stay?
If you expect a hug and a kiss every time you come through that door and your person stop doing that, does that condition, is it not conditioned at that point?
That's what makes a person. That's what makes a person's decision to be their unconditional love unconditional. If it stops, that's not something that's going to control me from whether or not I stay. That's for that particular individual in that particular situation. Are there situations where that happens? Absolutely. Are there situations where it does not particularly matter? Absolutely. So my whole point is that unconditional love can happen. It is an individual situation. It's not a blanket statement. That's my whole point.
Well, the statement I made where I said that even God is conditional. I made that statement because condition is the state of something in regards to its appearance, quality, and working order. Everything in life moves within a parameter. God moves in parameters. In the Bible, he killed entire nations of people because they did not adhere to his conditions, the working order and the appearance of what he said to do. There is no such thing as unconditional. You can still love somebody in spite of, but that does not mean, like she said, you can love somebody and be at a distance. Love is not unconditional. When you no longer meet the appearance, the quality, and working order of that situation, person, place, or thing, You have no more access to that because you violated the terms and conditions.
Okay.
So there's nothing in life that is unconditional.
Okay, this was good. I feel like this is a good stopping point. It's 11:09 and I ain't got shit to do, but I feel like P probably got some work to do because she get ready to go on vacation. Y'all know, listen, remember that tomorrow, we are celebrating P's birthday. Y'all coming here ready to gift up my good sis. And make sure y'all love up on her.
It's 11 o'clock for y'all.
It's 11:10 for me.
I'm on Central.
She on Central Standard Time. It's 10 a.m. for her. So, but yeah, y'all make sure that y'all come in here ready to celebrate her tomorrow. Because she said on her birthday she ain't coming in here with us. She got plans. Okay. So tomorrow is the birthday party. Okay. It's the birthday party for your girl. So, P, would you like to say anything else before we get out of here?
That's okay. I'm gonna read Theo's comment. Thank you, Portia, girl. Thank y'all. Theo said God's love is unconditional. He never stops loving us, but he punishes us because he loves us. And that part, that's on that. Okay. But thank y'all so much. Yes, please be here tomorrow. This was a great conversation. Started off talking about Jonathan Majors, and we done went all over the world with the things, which, you know,
we surely did.
And it was great. It was great. I totally enjoyed it. But please be back here tomorrow for your girl birthday party because we turn it up, period, before I go on my trip of solitude. All right. But yeah, I'll be here with y'all for 2 hours tomorrow, and then I'll be in the cabin in the woods. By my lonesome.
Cabin in the woods.
Okay. So, I'm super excited. Let me knock out these last little few hours of work, child, so I can really enjoy my time, and I'm gonna be off until the new year. So hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Remember, the world has never met another you. Go out and be great in it. We love you guys. We can't wait to see you back here tomorrow, where will be special requests Wednesday. Portia, what's your request for tomorrow? What's the theme you want to go with?
I don't know.
You can call me later, boo. Let me know. Whatever it's Portia's special request. Whatever theme she want to go with, that's what we doing tomorrow. DJ Short Stacks will be on the ones and the twos. Read your Bible, please. Justin, go home. Okay, y'all. Have an amazing day today. We love you guys so much. See you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye. Back here tomorrow. Bye-bye. Jesus. Okay.
Hey y'all, it's me, Portia O, and we are getting ready to go live like in 5 minutes to do this Topic Tuesday. And guess what we talking about? The whole Jonathan Majors debacle. Okay, so if you in for that talk and got all the tea or looking for the tea, come on over. Let's talk about it. Okay, what's going on? What's happening over there? All right, come on into this live, right?